Hi friends, a warm welcome to our conceptual educational channel. Today we are going to see B.Ed related video EPC 1 record. EPC 1 record என்ன reading and reflecting on text. நம்ம கான்செப்ஷுவல் எஜுகேஷன் சேனல் நிறைய பேர் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணாமல் பார்த்துட்ருக்கீங்க. சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள், உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள். கீப் சப்போர்ட்டிங் அஸ். ஸோ ரெக்கார்ட்குள்ளே போகலாம். ஃபஸ்ட் கண்டென்ட். ஸோ இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் and then page number mention பண்ணியிருக்கேன். And then importance of reading for a teacher. So importance எழுதியிருப்பேன். And then the book which I have selected, and then the 3 books name mention பண்ணியிருக்கேன். The 3 mistakes of my life, The Fault in Our Stars, Room. And then reason for selecting the books, and then plot review, and then reflectiveness of book in teaching profession, and then report on reading writing activities, and then conclusion. So this is all about this record note. So உள்ள போய் பார்க்கலாம். I'm going to read this record fully. So introduction. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one, said George. Yes, reading makes a human being to stay healthy and live a long life. It makes a person vibrant, confident and independent enough in their lives. It is not only helpful for the person who reads but also to the people around him. Reading helps to broaden our view about the things around us, the world we live in, and even the psychology of people. Hence, it facilitates to maintain good relationship with the people around us. And when it comes to skill development, one of the important skill one need to develop is the reading skill. It makes a person to be successful in his career. Reading books, newspaper columns, general knowledge books, novels develop in a person a good flow of thinking, critical thinking and looking things from different perspectives. Thus, reading is one of the important skills or a habit that keeps a human being enthusiastic, successful and healthy. So, reading should be developed by every human being in order to create an optimistic and healthy environment. ஸோ ரீடிங்கோட பற்றின முக்கியத்துவத்தை வந்து இந்த இன்ட்ரொடக்ஷனில் நம்ம கூறியிருக்கோம். அண்ட் த நெக்ஸ்ட் பார்ப்போம். இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் ஆஃப் ரீடிங் ஃபார் அ டீச்சர். Broad-mindedness is one of the highest quality of a teacher. This quality can be developed only through reading. Reading helps a teacher to get herself updated not only in academics but also in current affairs. This helps the teacher to carry over the lessons to the students in the effective manner. As in today's world, the students get exposure from all the slides due to the development of technology. They expect something novel from the teacher. A teacher who is broad-minded enough to accept them only can feed for their intellectual hunger. Reading helps a teacher to use novelty in her teaching methods and in her approach to the students. Hence, the importance of teaching for her teachers. Okay, the book which I have selected. We were asked to read educational books for our EPC 1. Reading and reflecting on the textbooks paper, at first it was difficult for us to select books when it comes to education. Then we, with the help of our teacher educator, choose some educational books. First one, The 3 Mistakes of My Life by Chetan Bhagat. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Then Room by Emma Dong. Reason for selecting the book 1. The reason for selecting The 3 Mistakes of My Life is it is based on real life events. It begins in a dramatic end of fashion with Bhagat receiving an email from Govind, who had taken many sleeping pills and was writing to him while waiting for the deadly sleep's embrace. Chetan was shaken enough by the incident to track the boy down to an Ahmedabad hospital. Fortunately, he was still alive to tell the tale. The book is loosely based on the 3 mistakes Govind made in his life. Next, book 2. The story encircles each individual, gives a glimpse of the character and daring as well as a budding hope. Hidden within that strength, they also hide the depression and helplessness as they buy hard to protect their family and friends by showing only the smiles and strength whenever possible. Book 3. This book has a fascinating storyline. Jack, a 5-year-old boy, narrates the story from his perspective. The second part of the book deals with the psychological issues which the mother and the child battle with. As a teacher, I got inspired by the way Jack manages to mingle with the society and overcome his psychological trouble. This is the reason for me to select this book. ஸோ நீங்கள் ஒரு புக் செலக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா அதோட ரீசன் எந்த ரீசனால் அந்த புக்கு செலக்ட் பண்ண உங்களுக்கு தோணுச்சு அப்படின்றத மென்ஷன் பண்ணுங்கள். நெக்ஸ்ட் பிளாட் ஓவர்வியூ. Book 1. A prologue describes how Bhagat came to the story with a suicide Govind having sent him an email and Bhagat rushing to Ahmedabad to hear the young man's story. Govind's account begins in 2000. He is a very good math student. He was two close friends, Ishan, who is a very talented cricket player, and Omi, whose father is the priest at the local Swami Bhakti temple. So, the three friends go into business together and it works out fairly well. It's a business success and seems to offer a promising future. And they even discover a local youngster named Ali, who is an incredibly promising cricket talent. Govind preferred Isha's 17-year-old sister to help her prepare for a medical shop entrance exam. Naturally, something more developed between them. Ish find out and see it as a ultimate betrayal. It's not business as usual with the business either. The triple whammy that hits the three friends in a devastating earthquake. The latter leads to widespread Hindu religion against Muslims, and it is this frenzied violence that Govind's story culminates with. As the three friends and their protegee Oli find themselves in the thick of things. Among the side adventures, religion and politics and the tension they create figure prominently in the story. Omi's family is politically involved. Meanwhile, Ali's father is a sensible, secure Muslim. It all comes to a very predictable conclusion as Bhagat has telegraphed the looming confrontation from the beginning on. Book 2. In The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, he builds a story out of darkness and despair. He takes the tragedy of cancer and immerses us in the lives of characters that could very well be real. Many known of the heartaches in dealing with those who fight with the flight. Many of these scars last a lifetime. He brings this story in the form of a teen girl. Has a Lancaster stencil with cancer from a young age. She believes she has come to terms with what her life has become. Then she met a young man, Augustus Water, a survivor of cancer. He is drawn to her in a way that is initially uncomfortable and she tries to push him away in her sarcastic vein. He finds her to be exactly the type of girl he has been looking for. Throughout the story, there is a beauty and humor, a candle in the wind for each of those whose lives have been touched by such an uncaring disease. For cancer touches not just the victim, but all those who love and care or in any way touched by them. So next, book 3. The story is narrated by a 5-year-old baby boy, Jack, who is being held in a 11 into 11 feet room along with his mother. The boy Jack is brought up by his mother in that small room, which has only bed, TV, toilet and bathtub. The kidnapper, whom the boy named as Old Nick, visits the room during the night only to rape her mother. He also brings some food for them during this night visit. At one point of time, the mother comes to know that old Nick has lost his job and is running into debates. This made her to plot a plan to escape from the room. Though their plan failed at first, they succeed in second attempt. Old Nick is arrested by the police and the mother along with their bag goes to her parents. The mother, whom Jack calls as Ma, feels very much relieved after their terrible life in the room. In the remaining part of the novel, both Ma and Jack face psychological crisis as they were in the room for 7 and 5 years respectively. They find hard to cope up with the lifestyle of the people around them in spite of their regular treatment. As days pass by, they begin to accommodate themselves into the world around them. Reflectiveness of book in teaching profession. Okay, reflectiveness of book in teaching profession. Book 1. One important aspect in the 3 mistakes of my life is that the author himself plays an important role as himself. He plays Chetan Bhagat and his role is to trigger reconciliation, trigger the dormant friendship between Aish and Govind, rekindle the love between Govind and Vidya, and all above make Govind love his own life. Once again, all instill in him the desire to stay alive. All it salts the never say die spirit of mankind, and that's what should leave an indelible marks in the minds of reader. Book 2. Cancer is random. It doesn't choose to strike profound people in particular, nor does predicate cancer somehow make us profound. I have known a lot of kids with cancer. We all had depth to our personalities outside of it. Interest and motivations that didn't have to do with pain demanding. And if John Green made me care about Hazel and Gus as characters, I would then start caring about their cancer conflict. Cancer treatment is a part of our lives, but it does not define us. This is what I known about that book. Next, book 3. This book had made me to realize that students with certain psychological troubles come to schools. As a teacher, I should understand them and try to secure this model mental health through proper counseling and guidance. Report on reading writing activities. So in our EPC 1 classes, we shared the plot of the story we have read, or we will discuss any useful content when we read on the social media. My fellow student teachers share interesting content they have read regarding politics, culture, food habits, education, etc. This created a spark in me to read a lot and know about different kinds in the world. Through some students narrating a plot, I learned how to narrate a story in a way to gain the attention of the people. Through the educational books I read, I developed a habit of observing things around me in a keen manner. I also gained vocabulary and how to think and what to think. I conclude I gained critical thinking and broad-mindedness through reading books and listening to the things shared by my fellow classmates in EPC 1 classes. So, conclusion. Reading books improves both the writing and reading skills. It leads to improve the knowledge. Selection of book is more important. Books are playing a vital role in our life. Many literature books says us how to live our life. Well, use of all the books makes our life being well. This is all about my EPC 1 record.
ஸோ நீங்கள் இந்த ரெக்கார்டை இப்படி காப்பி பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக இது யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா நம்ம கான்செப்ஷுவல் எஜுகேஷன் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள் அண்ட் இந்த வீடியோக்கு ஒரு லைக் பண்ணிடுங்க. உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் இந்த வீடியோவை ஷேர் பண்ணி விடுங்க. தேங்க்யூ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், பாய்.